All right, I just wanted to take you guys through the process and help explain how a bill becomes a law. So the first step of a bill becoming a law is that a member of Congress introduces the bill to their house. So if you are a representative, you'll introduce your idea for a bill to the House of Representatives. And if you're a senator, you'll introduce it to the Senate. So the bill could be written in a variety of different ways. It could be a Congress member wrote it on their own. They may have written it with other members of Congress, or they could have received it from an interest group. An interest group is just a smaller group, really, that's kind of passionate about one specific topic. So they may write a bill and give it to a Congress member to introduce to their particular house. The second step is that the bill is then referred to a committee. Committees are small groups that focus on specific topics. So, for example, a bill about education would be sent to the Education Committee. A transportation bill would be sent to the Transportation Committee. And these committees are made up of both Republicans and Democrats. So it starts with a smaller group because if a bill isn't able to make it and pass out of a smaller group, there's no way that it would make it through the entire floor with all of the members of Congress. So they try to just start small and build their way up. The third step is while they're in these small committees, they begin to review the bill and make any changes that they feel are necessary. And making those changes and looking through it the first time and making the change is referred to as marking up a bill. Once they feel pretty comfortable with where they're at for the bill, they'll take a vote on whether or not to pass it out of the small committee. So if the bill passes, then it moves to the whole House. And if it doesn't pass, then the bill is considered dead and they move on from it. So assuming a bill moves out of that small committee and passes out of it, then the entire House will debate the bill and make any changes that they feel are necessary. So remember, it was just a small group of people, and now it's an entire House. So the House of Representatives would look at a bill, all 435 of them, or if we're in the Senate, all 100 senators would be looking at the same bill. And when they go through this process, it's called floor debate. So after the debate, all members of the House will vote on the bill. If it passes, it moves to the other House. If it doesn't pass, it's considered dead and they move on from it. So the fifth step then, after it passes the first House, is it moves to the other House for the bill to be reviewed. So, for example, if the bill started in the House of Representatives, it's then sent to the Senate for review. And if a bill starts in the Senate, then it's sent to the House of Representatives for review. So it kind of follows a similar pattern where it's going to start in a smaller committee and then move to the whole House for floor debate. And the important thing is when they're passing this bill is that both houses, so the House of Representatives and the Senate, have to pass the exact same bill. So there are any changes, then it's not considered the exact same bill. And members of the House of Representatives and members of the Senate will meet together to try in a small group to try and see if they can come up with the same bill. And so if it comes down to it and both houses still can't agree on the exact same bill, then it's considered dead and they move on from it. And kind of the last step is after both houses have passed the exact same bill, it's sent to the president for their signature. So the president has two choices when it shows up. They can sign the bill and it becomes a law, or they can veto or reject the bill and it does not become law. And there are some things Congress can do afterwards, such as overriding a veto. Um, but this would follow the process of how a bill go, goes from a bill to a law. So it's really a very difficult process to get things signed into law. And this is just kind of a generic overview of that process.